Fight enthusiasts, what are you doing? Greetings from Fight Field once again, where we dissect the most thrilling, astounding, and downright crazy boxing moments. And we have an amazing show for you tonight. The entire boxing community was excited when Gervonta "Tank" Davis took the ring against Lamont Roach. This was a full-scale conflict, not simply a battle. We'll dissect every aspect of this historic fight, from the dramatic build-up to the furious action inside the ring. So fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to dive right in. There was a crazy amount of enthusiasm throughout the arena. As both boxers entered the ring, the venue was crowded with fans who were yelling with enthusiasm. While Roach's devoted fans were excited and thought he could pull off the upset of the year, Tank's ardent backers were on the other side, yelling for a knockout. The buzz wasn't limited to the fans. Boxing icons, influencers, celebrities, and everybody else involved in the fight scene showed up. You could tell it was going to be something remarkable because it felt like one of those fights. As they waited for the action to start, everyone was glued to their seats. Let's now discuss the entrances. With his trademark cold stare, Tank made his usual dramatic entry. He was clearly all business and prepared to wreak devastation. On the other side, Roach exuded confidence. Knowing that this was his greatest chance to show himself against one of the best in the game, he relished the situation. Two men who both wanted to make a statement made for the ideal situation. From the moment the bell rang, it was obvious that this would not be your normal fight. Testing the waters was the main goal of the first round. With that measured patience, Tank emerged to measure Roach and find his range. However, Roach was making good progress and attempting to create distance with his jab, keeping Tank at bay. The first round resembled a game of chess, with both competitors assessing one another and looking for a gap. However, Tank wasn't going to play defense all day long. He's constantly trying to get things done. He began stalking Roach as the rounds went on, severing the ring and pushing him into awkward positions. Roach instantly respected Tank's might when he delivered a clean left hand. But Roach was not going to back down. To his credit, he attempted to slow Tank down early by retaliating with some strong body shots. Both boxers were feeling each other out at the end of the first round, but you could see that something significant was about to happen. The action definitely heated up in the second round. Tank made the decision to increase the pressure. He began to move forward, dodging Roach's blow and delivering a few forceful counterattacks. Tank's might was clearly visible, and it was clear that he wanted to subvert Roach's will. Roach attempted to maintain the momentum by throwing a few strong blows of his own, but it was obvious that Tank's might was beginning to overwhelm him. Tank started to impose his will on the humming audience. Then it occurred. Tank gave Roach a vicious uppercut that sent him reeling back. The audience erupted, and Roach was obviously trying to survive. Tank sniffed blood, and you could see the arena's energy change. He was not going to back down now. Roach made an effort to defend himself, but after the uppercut, it was clear he was unsteady on his feet. Tank persisted even though he was trying to reset and hang on. Tank continued to apply pressure, hitting shot after shot without letting Roach catch his breath. Tank was obviously searching for a finish and would not let up until he found it. Everyone realized that Roach was in serious trouble, and the tension in the arena was evident. Like a predator, Tank was pursuing him, looking for the ideal opportunity to attack. Then it arrived. Roach crashed to the canvas after taking a vicious left uppercut. It was done. The count was not even a concern for the referee. The fight was over and Roach was out. As Tank's fans celebrated the outstanding performance, the audience erupted in cheers. It was evident that Tank was still among the greatest in the game when he made his declaration. However, Tank's win wasn't the only outcome of this battle. It was about the aftermath. Tank had been making retirement references prior to this battle, and many people wondered if this would be his final contest. The arena was filled with strong emotions. Fans were taking in what might have been the last phase of Tank's illustrious career, not just another bout. While some fans were incredulous, others were clearly emotional. Tank's accomplishments in the sport were well known, but it seemed crazy to think that he might hang up his gloves at only 30. Tank had often stated his desire to retire from boxing at his own pace. He didn't want to prolong his career by staying too long. He desired to end his life victorious, unbeaten, and with a lasting legacy. It was evident from this performance that he possessed the abilities, strength, and mentality to retire at the height of his career. However, Everyone was wondering if this was truly the end. Online fans were already discussing Tank's potential comeback for a final big battle. Could he return for a matchup with Keane Davis, the up-and-coming star? Or perhaps, just possibly, we might get to watch a bout with Floyd Mayweather, who served as his early career mentor. Fans were excited by the prospect of Tank returning for a last showdown, and both of these bouts would be enormous. Olympic star Keane Davis has been criticizing Tank for some time, and it's obvious that he doesn't fear the unbeaten champion. In the boxing world, Keane had been making waves by declaring that he was prepared to dominate the division. The traditional plotline of the seasoned fighter versus the up-and-coming talent, the legend versus the future, would make a bout between him and Tank a box office success. That would make boxing fans very happy. Then again, a bout with Floyd Mayweather is a possibility. Yes, I realize that sounds weird, but give me a chance. Recently, Tank and Floyd have been at odds a lot. Their connection is tight now, yet they were mentor and protege once. There appears to be some unresolved animosity between Tank and Floyd, who assisted Tank in guiding him in the early years of his profession. It would be the largest battle in years if they could work out their differences and reach an agreement. The ultimate confrontation between teacher and student, the past and the future, would be a fight between Floyd and Tank. Everyone in the boxing world would be observing. Whether either of these battles will occur is still up in the air. Getting these battles over the finish line may be challenging due to boxing politics, negotiations, and the egos involved. However, you can sure that they will become instant classics if they do occur. Fans would be riveted to their screens, curious to see what would happen next, and the boxing world would be exploding with excitement. Regardless matter what transpires, Tank's performance in this battle ultimately cemented his legacy. Even if he does retire early, he will be remembered as one of the greatest of all time since he demonstrated that he is still at the peak of his game. He is unquestionably one of the most captivating fighters of his generation, and his strength, technique, and mental tenacity have earned him a spot in boxing history. What will happen to Tank next? Does he have one more battle left in him, or will he retire? Time will tell. But for the time being, we can consider his performance against Roach to be among his most commanding performances to date. If this was his last battle, he ended it well, leaving the boxing world stunned by a brutal knockout. Tank has already solidified his place in boxing history, and fans will be attentively observing what this dynamic champion does in the future. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell button if you liked today's breakdown so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and we'll see you in the next video.